Ha ha! We fooled you, you fool!
You did fool me. God dang it. What's up? It's the Huff. I got pranked really well. Actually, my whole family got pranked really well over this past weekend. We went out of town, and my wife's aunt watched our house and watched our animals for us. Really nice, right? Then we come back. And I'm in the restroom upstairs, go to use some toilet paper, and I'm like, what is this? This isn't toilet paper. This is like it was on terrible toilet paper that she had switched out as a joke, right? And what's funny is even if you did use it, it wouldn't be comfortable. It looked like some weird mesh type of thing. Good joke. Ha ha ha. You got us. Then about, I don't know, maybe an hour later, I'm hanging out downstairs with my son, and we hear a faint beep. Beep. Like, what the heck was that? Where'd that come from? No idea. Maybe 20 minutes later, 30 minutes later, hear the same beep. Where the heck is it? Then about 45 minutes later, happens again. Can't figure out the pattern, can't figure out where it's coming from. Okay, this happened for roughly 24 hours. Then my wife said, call or text Missy, see what she did. She had to have done it. She did a toilet paper thing. Maybe she did something else. So I text her. I was like, did you put some weird noise thing in our house? Because it's driving us nuts. And then I swear to God, this is what she said. Great fucking prank. Because she goes, that's on you. You left me alone in your house. That's what you get. And we ended up finding it. She had hid this little device that is like powered by a little battery, like a watch battery. We have a painting in our dining room. She had stuck it behind the painting, because there's like wood framing on the painting. She had stuck it behind there, so we'd never see it. The only way we would have an idea if it was there is if by chance you were sitting there and you heard it go off. Oh my God. Bravo. Bravo. Snot. What the hell? God. It was driving me nuts. It was getting to the point where I'm like, hold on, nobody talk. Let's just see if we can hear it. And then just like I said, it wasn't a set time. It was kind of a random beeping time. Oh, it pissed me off. Good prank, though. Good prank. I don't know if you've ever been pranked. That's a good one. It is harmless, annoying, but harmless. We laughed. Everybody laughed when we found out it was her. But anyway, hopefully you guys are having a great day. A lot to get into. The toilet paper one, though, could have been dangerous. Like if she would have been a jerk and not kept in the real toilet paper, because there's real toilet paper still in the bathroom. But if she would have taken that out and only left that would have been messed up. I'd be like, it's not going. And then, like, if I flush it down the toilet, then it'd probably clog up the toilet. Real funny. Then there'd be tears. I'd be crying into my pillow that's covered in feces because I'm just so distraught. I don't know. Anyway, hopefully you guys are having a great day. A lot to get into. Hit that subscribe button wherever you're listening or watching. And remember, today's show is brought to you by Kirkwall Group, as well as Game Time PDR, and of course, Bet Online. In fact, Bet Online continues to be the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for online betting. They got the earliest odds. They got in-game live betting. Bet Online provides you with all the action and the ability to watch the games as they happen. They got the largest selection of odds on everything from football, NBA, college basketball, NHL to UFC. Head to betonline.ag right now, and don't forget to use promo code BLEAV, BLEAV, for your welcome bonus on your first deposit. It's Bet Online. The game starts here. Speaking of starting, let's do it. We got a lot to get to. Let's jump into those headlines.
Let's go!
And now, here are the headlines.
I bet this happens a lot more than we realize, but this person got caught Police say an Amazon driver ditched 80 packages in the woods before Christmas because they were stressed. How about this? Because now there's going to be legal action taken against this dipshit. How about you just drive back to the warehouse and go, guys, I quit. Or I'm sorry, I can't do it. I got some shit going on. That's better than dumping them in the fucking woods, you psycho. I get it. I get it. We get overwhelmed in life. Doesn't mean you go dump shit in the woods. Thankfully, a police officer was like driving by and you're like, why is there a bunch of packages over there? That don't make no sense. And then boom, they go down the rabbit hole of nonsense and find out that this driver just couldn't handle life and was just like, I'm just going to dump all the packages in the fucking woods, then go clock out. Just fucking, you're better off to just quit. Just quit. Drive back to the warehouse where your car's parked in your jacket and maybe your change of clothes, and then call it a day. Call it a career at Amazon. That's better than dumping it in the woods, and who knows what you're dumping out there. Fucking moron. My goodness. That's just the easy way out. Like, I'm just gonna, fuck it, I'll just dump it. That's not surprising. I meant to look it up. I'm guessing this person's in their early 20s. That's my guess. Early 20s. In the 20s in general. I'll have to look that up. Hold on. Amazon driver dumps packages in the woods. Okay? I don't want to watch it. I want to read it. By the way, I hate when I look for articles and it's a video. I don't want to watch a video. I want to read it. Okay? They don't say how old this dickhead is. We're just going to cast judgment on this motherfucker and assume they're in their 20s. God, man, it's so dumb. The next day, an Amazon driver went to the police department and reported the guy turned himself in. At least he did that. Oh my God, what a fucking idiot. Let's just assume it's a youngin'. It's a youngin'. But that would piss me off if I'm in my early 20s and somebody did this and they're in their early 20s, because that's a bad look on you, right? You work your ass off. You grind. You don't mind putting in the work. Then you got some dickhead McGee over there just like, I don't know. It's a lot. Fuck, man. Kick the guy in the dick and go, get back to work or get the fuck out. There's plenty of people that can do the job and not fucking puss out. Sorry, not puss out and then just, dump them in the woods. Fucking moron. Amazon delivers medicine too. I hope that that's not one of the packages in there, or if that maybe that's separate. Maybe that's a separate delivery force. I don't know. But dude, talk about a fucking Grinch. Son of a bitch. Magnus Carlson said he's too old at this point to care too much. I'm getting too old for this shit. That's the guy from Lethal Weapon. Oh my goodness gracious. He said about appealing the decision and will probably head off to somewhere where the weather is a bit nicer. What am I talking about? He quit a major tournament, a chess tournament, after being told he couldn't wear jeans. He showed up and they're like, everything is fine other than, ew, you're wearing jeans. I get it. Chess is a highly sophisticated game. If you can play it well, good for you. I respect that. I'm teaching my kids how to play. At the same time, I'm trying to learn how to better play it. I would never dare go into a tournament because I would get slaughtered by the lowest level individual. Okay? It could be a 9-year-old kid and I'd get butchered. We're like, that guy sucks. Okay? I respect people that can play chess. It's a very cerebral game. But it's a little silly that this guy who was the chess champion, I want to say for like 10 years in a row, something crazy like that, that he was told, you got to go change your pants. And he's like, I'm sorry. I meant to. I changed everything else. Then they fined him. And then he's like, you know what? No, fine me. That's great. I'm done. I'm done. It's ridiculous. Chess, come on. You're taking yourselves a little too seriously. It's kind of like Augusta, the golf course place where they play the Masters. And, there's like racist people that run it or allegedly. And then like you can't show up wearing certain attire. It's a little silly. Come on. You're really good at chess. Like you're the best in the world. But you're wearing jeans. You savage. You slob. Get out. Here's a fine. Don't like it. Such a nerd thing to do. A nerd thing. You gotta wear slacks. I mean, like, fuck you. Really? I'm wearing Wrangler. Real comfortable jeans. Like the ones that Brett Favre used to endorse. You know him. He's a good guy, right? Right? Nobody? Okay. A missing dog rang a Florida family's doorbell after being gone for 9 days. Nobody could find him. They rang the doorbell, of all things, on Christmas Eve. Oh, that's nice. You know what my dog does? She eats her own shit as well as the other dog's shit. So, good for your dog. Good for your dog. I literally am like, that's impressive. That's good. Good for you. I wonder what it was doing for 9 days. It was probably banging all these other loose dogs, getting some stank on its hang down. And then it's just like, I'm done. Let's head home. And then rings the doorbell. Guys, I am exhausted. My wiener ain't going to work for like a week. I mean, I overdid it. Hey, Dad, how's it going? I went there. Anyway. Good for that dog. Good for that dog. None of my dogs could do that. My dog would, if anything, especially my older dog, he'd probably just sleep on the porch. Maybe. I'm guessing. That's it. Maybe scratch at the door. He's not gonna fucking ring the doorbell. He doesn't know what the fuck the doorbell is. I don't ever take him out there and be like, I don't rub peanut butter on the doorbell. Sorry. You could go there. I use the peanut butter for other things with him, okay? You know what I mean? And his Kong toy, okay? Jeez. Gross. You guys are disgusting. Yeah, you wouldn't know what the fuck the doorbell was. Jeez. Well, good for that dog. Good for him. Hey, listen up, Denver. Remember this name. You probably already, you're going to say it for me, right? You're going to say it for me. Game Time PDR. What does PDR stand for? Paintless dent repair. You got it. And whether you got hammered by that hail back in May and didn't get anything done with it, or maybe you got some other dents that you need taken care of, guess what? They're the team that's going to take care of it because they're very trustworthy. They're located in Denver. They are amazing. The team at Game Time PDR, they are so trustworthy. You can just give them your vehicle and they're in good hands. It's in good hands. They specialize in paintless dent repair, like I was saying, which saves the integrity of your vehicle. It restores the value back into your vehicle as well. To celebrate the end of hail season and all you procrastinators out there, I'm not judging. I'm not. They take the hassle out of dealing with filing a claim because they deal with the insurance claims and make it a seamless process. Game Time PDR is going to pay your deductible up to $1,000, but they need to see the vehicle in order to qualify. Now, they're able to pay your deductible because they work and advocate for the customers first before the insurance company. Game Time PDR's expertise and experience are unmatched. They have over 30 years of experience in the industry, and I say it all the time. I do. They have some of the best technicians on the fucking planet. They do. But they're really nice. They are. Call Anthony right now, 303-955-8200. Again, 303-955-8200, and schedule that evaluation. It's Game Time PDR, the MVP in dent repair. Oh, man, we had a busy weekend in sports. You know what? Let's just go ahead and jump into it.
When it comes to tight ends, going deep in long balls, this guy knows his stuff.
He has followers, and not just on Twitter.
It's Sports with the Huff.
Well, the Buffs lost to BYU. We kind of knew that was going to happen. I think we were all wishful thinking that Deion Sanders would get his crew to go out there and just take them on. But obviously, BYU, a much better team than the CU Buffs. That being said, they at least played it start to finish. Good for them. Now Shedeur Sanders on his way to the NFL. And same with Travis Hunter. So it's good. And it's going to be interesting to see how this team develops in the offseason and what kind of product it will become game one of next season. It's interesting, but kudos to them on a great season. I know I've been posting a lot of Deion Sanders videos on my Facebook page, and it's funny because there's so many people that still fucking hate on him, but you don't get a clear answer of why they're hating on him. They just like to hate. They are on the bandwagon of hate, and they have nothing to back up why they're spewing it. It's fascinating. But it's like you listen to his words. He's a good dude. Good dude. Now, that being said, there were some times where Deion seemed like he was just more focused on his guys. But then the more I started listening to the press conference and sliding away what the media was just putting out there, and you would actually listen to an entire press conference, I realized, oh, shit. He's talking about everybody, the media, myself included. It's just we're only using the big snippets that are going to draw the clicks, which is Travis Hunter, Shedeur, Shiloh, etc. Okay? So that is what it is. So good luck to everybody with the CU Buffs, whether they're moving on to the NFL, moving away from football in general, or they're continuing on with Colorado. So good for them. Can't wait to see what the product is for the next season. Now, the Denver Broncos were in action as well. They took on the Cincinnati Bengals in Cincinnati. We said it here on the podcast. As much as I wanted them to win, I did my pregame preview, and I kind of changed my tune like an idiot. I thought the Broncos were going to win. They came damn close to it. It was a good slugfest, but ultimately at the end, hindsight's always 20/20. I get it, guys, but I'm sitting there at the end of the game, and it's like you can go for two and lock it up, or you put the ball back in Joe Burrow's hands in overtime. No. They should have gone for two, but they didn't. Whatever, okay? Now, after the game, I love this soundbite, okay? It's a great soundbite. Riley Moss was in the locker room. Riley Moss making his appearance after coming back from injury, and they just got torched. Here's Riley Moss in the locker room.
You know, I love playing football. I love the sport of football. Obviously, you know, like today, sometimes you eat a shit sandwich and you got to own it. And you know, this isn't the first time that's happened in my career, and it's probably not going to be the last. And, you know, the great ones are able to come back and you know, be gritty and push through. And, you know, that's what I'm going to do. And that's what, you know, I know everyone on this team's going to do.
I just love that. He's talking about, he's being honest.
Sometimes you eat a shit sandwich.
Sometimes you do. That's just in life in general. And when you're playing against a guy like Joe Burrow and all those motherfuckers that he's slinging the rock to, you could kind of see it. It was on the menu. I just didn't want to admit that it was there. I kind of did in last week's show where I brought up the Broncos, and I'm like, you know, first thing that comes to my mind is the Broncos lose, but I didn't want to admit it. And then what ended up happening?
Sometimes you eat a shit sandwich.
Yeah, they ate a shit sandwich, a big old gulp of it. At least they didn't get their ass kicked, but you know what? A loss is a loss, and they're still fighting tooth and nail to get into the fucking playoffs. If the Broncos talk about drama. They're taking on the Kansas City Chiefs at Mile High on Sunday. I believe kickoffs at 2:25. It was one of those. They were either going to be Saturday or Sunday. It's official. It's on Sunday. They're taking on division rival Kansas City Chiefs, who, that's their bugaboo, right? Having sex with old ladies for money and bears, okay? And the Kansas City Chiefs. That's their bugaboo, okay? Their problems. They should have won against Kansas City earlier in the season at Arrowhead, but they didn't. They lost because of a blocked field goal. So they're taking on them. But here's the good news is they're taking on their second string. They're resting their starters. The Broncos have everything to play for, and the Chiefs don't give a shit about this game. They're just waiting for the playoffs. This is a perfect opportunity. All the Broncos have to do is win, and they're in. Now, there's other ways that the Broncos get in, even if they lose. I believe if the Dolphins lose, and there's like one more team. I meant to post it on here, but the thing is, they win, they're in. They lose, they're done. Okay, pretty simple. The Broncos need to go in there and just lay the hammer down. It doesn't matter if they're playing the Chiefs starters or their second string. Go in there and lay the hammer down. I expect this game against the Kansas City Chiefs to be a massacre in favor of the Denver Broncos. Broncos should go in there and just rip them to shreds. That's the way it should be, especially because it's the second string. They're resting their fucking starters. Patrick Mahomes isn't going to play. Travis Kelce's not going to play. All those motherfuckers ain't going to play. So Broncos need to go in there and shred. Defense, offense, everybody. This is fucking it. Go in there and lay the goddamn hammer down. Enough is enough. We're in a playoff drought. You have it right in front of you. You're playing at home in front of the amazing fans of Broncos country. Go in there and fucking punch them in the throat. And don't just do it once. I want to see repeated punches. This is nonsense. It's gone too far. Go in there and just do it. Earn your motherfucking paychecks, Broncos. Earn them. I don't want to hear anything like this after the game against the Chiefs.
Sometimes you eat a shit sandwich.
You're done consuming shit sandwiches. You're done with it. Go in there and make the goddamn playoffs. It just pisses me off. You're waiting till the last second to do anything. You should have put this shit away 2 weeks ago. But you didn't. Now you're sitting there going, fuck, coming down to the last second, literally. And this game better not be close. It better not be. Because those boos are going to ring out through Empower Field. I expect this to be the best offensive performance of the season for the Denver Broncos. And the best defensive performance by the Denver Broncos this season. You're playing to get into the playoffs. Act like it. Act like you want to go to the playoffs, Broncos. And Sean Payton, maybe it is time you just let Bo go a little bit. Let go of the reins. See what that motherfucker can do. I'm not happy that they're at where they're at because I feel like they're better than the way they've been playing, and part of it is coaching. So let Bo go, let him do his thing, and let's make the goddamn playoffs. It just pisses me off. As a Bronco fan, you should be upset and just go, and I expect this to be a dominant game by the Denver Broncos. Even if for some stupid reason Patrick Mahomes decides to suit up and play. Even if Travis Kelce gets the approval from Tay-Tay to go out there and play. I expect the Broncos to go out there and just lay it down. That's what I expect. Are you expecting anything else? You haven't been to the playoffs since Peyton Manning. Okay? time to change some shit. Bo, you're probably not going to win Rookie of the Year, but at least if you go out there, you can say, you know what, fuck it, don't care. We made the playoffs. Jaden Daniels has that shit wrapped up. That motherfucker's good. Okay, not to say that Bo is bad. He's a close second, but Jaden's going to win that shit. Tom Brady is, it's funny that this came out because I was talking to someone over the weekend and they're like, dude, Tom Brady's terrible on the game call for Fox. And I had listened to a little bit of him and I'm like, yeah, he's nobody special. You would never know that he was a Hall of Fame quarterback because I just don't feel like he's giving anything special to the broadcast. There's plenty of the other guys out there that are really, really good. I don't think he is when it comes to broadcasting. Here's Tom Brady talking during the Vikings-Packers game.
Well, they've done such a good job in protection today. Sam may have a little sense of comfort that at some point you got to get rid of the ball. He's held on to the ball quite a bit this season, and he's taken a lot of sacks. I think almost 46 sacks this season alone.
I'm sorry, it's the way he says sacks.
He's taken a lot of sacks.
Sacks. He sounds like he's from California. I don't like it.
He's taken a lot of sacks.
I'm sorry. That's like the fact that he said it twice is what bothers me, I guess. Because, you know, there's times where maybe you're in a meeting or you're just talking to somebody, you say a word funny. But then you hear it in your head and be like, oh my God, I can't believe I said it that way. And then you make sure that the next time you say it, it sounds fine. But then he said it twice.
He's taken a lot of sacks.
It's just so, you know what happened? This is a rumor, but Tom allegedly said this after the broadcast.
Sometimes you eat a shit sandwich.
Right. God, dude. That just sounded terrible. Tom, I'm sorry. Maybe I'm jealous. Maybe that's what it is. Okay. Maybe not.
He's taken a lot of sacks.
Tom, you slut. Anyway, we got the mailbag coming your way here in a second. But first, if you're running a business and you need help with the back of the house, you need someone with experience and is trustworthy. You need the Kirkwall Group. I was just talking to Richard the other day, and he is excited for this upcoming year because he knows that, you know what, you might need his help, and he's loving the opportunity. He's such a good dude, and the Kirkwall Group, love to help you. They understand that you and your business deserve someone who's efficient, timely, accurate, cost-effective, focused on your success, and is working to save you money. Kirkwall Group can help you with your bookkeeping, accounting management services like, CFO, controller, accounting manager, projects, and support, as well as tax planning and preparation, income, property tax, sales, and use tax. What you need to do, go right now, kirkwallgroup.net, kirkwallgroup.net, that's Kirk with a K, and see everything they can do for you and your business. And you know what? What's even cooler is you're going to get a free 30-minute consultation when you go to the website. You'll see the contacts. You can either call them at 833-547-5925. That's 833-KIRKWALL. Or you can even email Richard directly, RBAIKIE @kirkwallgroup.net. It's Kirkwall Group. We count what counts for you. And you know what we need to do now? Let's jump into the mailbag.
Mailbag. You've got mail.
All right, this comes in from, you know what, it's funny because I was doing this earlier. I was asking for some predictions for 2025. Mr. T on Twitter, that's his handle, just sent in this.
Prediction? Yes, prediction. Pain.
Right? That's that. Like, if your handle's Mr. T, that's like you're just waiting all year for somebody to say, hey, what's your prediction on blah, blah, blah? And then he just throws in that. And you'll be like, oh, okay.
Prediction? Yes, prediction. Pain.
So good. So good. We got some good ones. In fact, a new one that just popped in. But first, Gabriel wrote in, Elon Musk will somehow end up with absolute power. Is that not what it seems like he's kind of jockeying his way into? Like he's trying to manipulate the situation, kind of, dangle a carrot, try to, weasel his way into things. And next thing you know, he's trying to influence a whole bunch of shit. And you're like, ew, gross. No, not Elon. Not Elon. Listen, there's some alleged shady shit, big shocker, surrounding him. He may replace Trump as like so many people despise Trump. And so many people love him as well. But I think more people are starting to despise Elon than anything. Kind of just like he just seems shady as fuck. And it's getting more since he's more in the open about things now, mouthing off to people on social media. Well, I shouldn't say social media, on X. And you know what? It's just I feel like there's people that are like, they didn't like Trump that much, but now they're like, you know what? Okay, Trump's not as bad as Elon. Elon's, I don't know. It's going to be interesting. I know you're in a weird way, Gabriel. It's kind of tongue in cheek, but then I think it's not, because there is going to be some way that he's going to be trying to, in the back rooms, whisper in the ears of those in power to get his way. And that is kind of scary. It's brilliant in a way from a business perspective, because he can influence, okay, this is what we need to be doing. And at the end of the day, it's going to affect his pocketbook. It's going to be interesting to see how this all pans out. What role will he officially have? Is he going to be in situations where you're like, dude, he shouldn't be in that room? Or what? Well, it's going to be fascinating. This just came in from Josh. He said, terrestrial radio will take bigger hit in both listeners and ad revenue. Gambling will cause a huge problem for the leagues, and the integrity of their games will be placed under a microscope. And then he put, Matt OFP will continue to be my voice about the Rockies because he's a genius. You guys got a bro. Oh, then Matt just responded. He said, thanks for the love. And you're right about gambling. It's a huge, huge problem and will continue to break apart families. Absolutely. My $5 over-under plays won't affect my life either way, but some are completely lost in the ether. It's sad. There's a lot going on there. I love that this show has brought two individuals together. Josh plus Matt OFP forever. Okay? I like it. I like it, you guys. It's a beautiful thing. But let's go through what Josh was saying. Terrestrial radio is going to take a bigger hit in both listeners and ad revenue. Absolutely. Absolutely. I've been saying that for a few years now. The writing's been on the wall. I spent 18 plus years in the Denver market, and you could see it creeping in, say, the last 5 to 7 years before I left. And now it's just getting more and more and more. There's way too many times when I listen to a radio show that here's what's funny. And I know how it works. One, if you're listening to music, why would you tune in? I know I have a lot of friends in the music radio business, but why would you listen to over-the-air radio? They play, and there's a reason behind it, because the average listener only listens. The average listener, you might be different. The average listener listens about 9 minutes. That's it. Then they are off to do something else. Now, if you listen in a warehouse and you have the radio on, or you're in a doctor's office, that's different. It's different. Maybe you're driving around and maybe you listen, but a lot of people are leaning towards either their Spotify, Pandora, or their own music, whatever it is, and not listening to the radio because they have more control over what they want to listen to, instead of miscellaneous songs. And if you ever wonder, like, if you don't ever listen to music, a radio station for more than an hour, but then you do one day and you're like, God, they play this one song all the time. That's because it's called a power song. And they put that in high rotation because the average listener only listens 9 minutes out of the day, or in 9-minute chunks, because they go to drive to work. That's it. Then they don't listen to anything. Then they go to work. Whatever, right? Because that's why you hear high rotation of songs is called power songs. And that gets frustrating. The same formula is in news, in sports talk. If you listen, this used to drive us nuts, but when you establish the formula, that's why the radio station was doing so well back in the day when I worked at the Fan. You have, say, your 4 hot topics, right? But what ends up happening is, if you go back and listen to, say, the morning show of 104.3, is if you listen to the first hour, it's essentially the same as the second hour and the third hour and the fourth hour. Now, at its core, it's the same. Now, when you listen to the first hour, the opinion might slightly change, or they might kind of go at it a different angle, but ultimately it's the same. The way I would look at it is this way. If you want to get the gist of a show, listen to the last hour of the show. Okay? That's it. That's all, right? Because it's the same thing recycled. They might move some parts around, but that's what it is. And what happens is, a lot of people are like, well, why would I do that when I can tune into a podcast and it's all condensed? I'll just do that. Why would I tune into the radio show? I'm hearing more and more people that used to listen to, say, the station I used to work for, that are like, I only listen to podcasts. They're like, I listen to yours for comic relief, and then I listen to whatever for, it's usually like a national one, or there's a good Bronco, Locked On Broncos or something like that here in Denver, that for their Bronco fix. They don't have to listen to 3 hours of show, or, tune in, because you tune in and it might be the area that you want to listen to. The point is, you listen to a podcast now. That's the way it goes. And any radio station that thinks that they're going to be, that the radio's not dying, they're just in denial. Okay? It's going to take a while before they officially go out, but that's the thing. Mile High Sports just did it. They got rid of their over-the-air signal. They're all digital now. Why? Because the writing's on the wall. It's one of those things. Why would you do that? Now, I'm sure there's a lot of other reasons, but ultimately it comes down to profitability. And kind of like Josh is saying, they're losing listeners. They don't want to admit it. They're losing listeners. Some clients are realizing this and deciding not to spend their money in radio because you can just go with a podcast. I'm not to toot my own horn or fluff my own pillow or cream my own Twinkie, but you're getting more of a benefit when it's something like that, because there's more people listening. There is. I know the numbers. I've seen them. I still hear about them from people that are over there. It's sad, because it used to be a powerful thing, radio, but it's not anymore. It's not. And as soon as more stations realize this, the better. Now, you could still have an entity like, say, 104.3 The Fan or 850 KOA. They pay a buttload of money for the transmitter. And when those hardcore older demographics die off, that's to sound rude and crude, but when they die off, that's when everybody's going to drop the transmitters. There's going to be a few, stragglers around, a few people that refuse to give it up. But ultimately, if I want music, I don't tune into the radio station. I don't, especially when they have long ass fucking commercial breaks. Guess what happens in those? Because they have so many. I don't fucking listen to them. If it's a podcast, guess what I do? I listen to them when it's the guy endorsing it. Kirkwall Group. Game Time PDR. Right? Because it's usually quick, get to the point. That's why I try not to overload. It's a fine balance, right? But the thing is radio is dying. It is. Just a lot of people in radio don't want to admit it because that's their bread and butter. There's a lot of guys and ladies that have seen the writing on the wall and they've moved on, or they're doing both. You also said gambling is going to cause a huge problem for the leagues, and the integrity of their games will be placed under a microscope. It's already happening, but geez, man, when you look at a lot of this nonsense with, let's just say, the NFL, you got the fucking ball boy calling a timeout for the Kansas City Chiefs. What kind of bullshit is that? The Chiefs should be fined on that one, and so should that referee should be fired. Sorry. You guys don't want shady shit happening? Be strict. You don't want rumblings, and you don't want more shady shit to happen? Be firm. Be firm. Enough of this pussy-ass shit. Lay the goddamn hammer down. And it seems like every single fucking game, there's something where you're like, who has money on who? How are you seeing this one way or the other? It's absurd. And going to like what, Matt OFP said, they're gambling. The sad thing is gambling is not going to go away anytime soon. Never. Because people love it so fucking much. Some people are responsible. Some people are morons with it. Just go to Vegas. You see the people that are just, just shitting away their life savings. It's absurd. I remember where did I go? I went somewhere and I was with some buddies we were at a casino, and my buddy was like begging me for money because I wasn't spending like hardly anything. He's like, come on, please, can I just borrow $20? I was like, dude, I just gave you like 15. I know, I'll get it back, man. I got, the classic, like, I figured it out, okay? I know how it works. No, you don't. You don't. That's something that's never going to go away. It may fade, but it's not going to go away. There's so much fucking money being made in gambling. Like, companies that say they don't want to endorse gambling are endorsing gambling because they're making a butt ton of money. So it's not going anywhere. It's not. You can go to betonline.ag and tell, right? Right? It's one of those things. So that's a good bit of predictions from you guys, Josh, Matt, and Gabriel, Mr. T. My big thing, though, when it comes to predictions, and I've said this before, and it's kind of tongue-in-cheek, but then it's kind of not, is that that we will officially meet extraterrestrial intelligent life, and then we will fuck it up this year. That's my guess. We got all those drones that nobody's wanting to full on admit to. No government agency is saying that we're doing it. No, nobody's taking credit for it. I imagine we'll find out within the first, I say by February now is my guess, that we'll find out what those drones are. But it's kind of gone silent, right? Then a lot of people are like, well, maybe, what were they distracting us from? I don't know. Don't know. There was that giant, sinkhole that opened up in the middle of New Jersey. I'm just saying. Opened up, exposed an old mine shaft. Ooh, shit's getting crazy. We're going to find some weird shit out this year. I have a feeling. And whether you like him or not, Trump's one of those guys who's just like, he'll be like, yeah, let's find out. Let's fuck out. Let's let everybody know what's going on. Not necessarily the best idea, considering how dumb some people are. People will freak the fuck out. Be like, aliens are real? Oh, shit, man. Let's load up the guns. I just imagine we will. Then it goes back to my old clusterfuck of madness where no matter what, let's say we interact with intelligent life forms, but we will fuck it up. We will. Maybe not you, maybe not me, but somebody's going to fuck it up. Elon. I'm just saying, Elon. He's going to wiggle his way into the room, be like, I build shitty Cybertrucks that are always getting, recalled. Do you want to see my robot? And then they're like, fuck this guy. Fuck this nerd. And then they blow shit up. Just saying, clusterfuck of madness. It will always go into a clusterfuck. And just madness will ensue. So that's my prediction. I hope I'm wrong on mine, to be honest, because I just don't think that we as a society will ever be ready for that type of interaction. If indeed there is intelligent life out there that is more than non-human, I don't think we'll ever be ready for that situation. We won't. But who fucking knows? If you still want to get those in there, even if we move, because I'm supposed to do the year in review next episode. My wife said she wants to do it with me, but I have it all ready to go. I don't know if she's actually going to do it or not. So we'll see. But even if we do that episode, if you still want to send in your predictions into the early part of January, please send them in. I love it when you guys do that. DeHuffPodcast@gmail.com, or you can hit me up on my socials @DeHuffPodcast. And we'll get those in. We'll get them in. I just don't want us to, at the end of 2025, I don't want us all being like.
Sometimes you eat a shit sandwich.
Like 2025, shit sandwich. We totally ate all that. Ugh. You know what? I want to play real quick.
I didn't do fucking shit.
Good. Sorry, it just felt right. It felt right. We needed to play it. We haven't played it in a while. And anyway, I by the way, going back to the radio thing, I could go on and on and on about it. But the thing is it's dying. And when I was in radio, we were talking about it for several years about how we could see the trends of it dying. But the hardcore people refuse to admit it because they don't want to move on and they don't want to adapt. And the thing is, eventually you got to adapt. And if you're in the media industry, you got to adapt by doing, you got to do some sort of podcast. You got to do more of the video. You got to do a lot of other things to generate revenue. And one thing that I like that I do on my show is I work with a lot of small businesses. And I think you're the forgotten when it comes to advertising. So that's what I love to do. And if you guys ever want to help out a small business, get them in touch with me, DeHuffPodcast@gmail.com. I love it. I love working with them. I love learning about them. Like Kirkwall Group. I love working with Richard in the Kirkwall Group because they like to help small businesses too. I talked with, we did a lot of work with Owlpipe ID. Go to owlpipeid.com and they got some insane quality stickers that work with small businesses or construction companies and all these other things. And it's really neat to see how they work. Game Time PDR, they do some great stuff as well. Fixing people's vehicles and making sure that the integrity of the vehicle isn't lost. I got some new clients coming up. Oh, I got a really cool one coming up too. They're all cool, but this one is just like, you're going to totally jump on this one. I can't spoil it. Okay? It starts next week. And it's going to be a lot of fun that you guys are going to want to interact with, especially as you go to sporting events or birthday parties, stuff like that. We'll get into that. But that's what I love about what I do. And coming from where I've been, they totally push those individuals aside and be like, no, it's only the big dollars. It's only the big clients. Like, the small business makes the country run, guys. And that's what I love about what I do here. And that's why I love working with you guys, getting the good word out about those products. Also having a good time with this show and talking about nonsense and letting you forget about the craziness of the world and doing stupid jokes. Stupid jokes, you know? Allowing me to throw in weird sound bites like this at random.
That is one big pile of shit.
I know.
Hey, man, got a big box of porn for you.
And who doesn't love a good giant box of porn, right?
Doing. Don't lick things that don't want to be licked.
Right. I know.
Right, as always.
Sorry. So I'm just going to do this. I don't fucking care.
Did you eat a lot of paint chips when you were a kid? Why?
You have a massive erection.
I do.
This is fucked.
I know it is fucked.
These fingers are ready to tickle some pickles. Tickle, 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 tickle.
What a bitch.
Hey, don't call people a bitch, you dick. Come on. Jeez. Oh, my God. That one's still funny.
Why you fucking hide on?
Lick my balls.
Yeah. I got to find at least one more. Come on, I got to find one more. Not this one. Don't want to.
He's taking a lot of socks.
Socks. Okay. Son of a bitch.
No offense, but you are a stupid asshole.
Ask me about my wiener.
What the fuck happened?
I don't know. Do you see Will Ferrell at the Kings game last night dressed up as Buddy the Elf, and he has like a cigarette hanging out of his mouth? Hilarious. I don't understand why people don't think Will Ferrell's funny. Jeez, you guys are horrible individuals. That's the way I look at it. Anyway, thank you guys so much for listening. Don't forget, tomorrow we're going to do the year in review. We got a lot of fun stuff planned, a lot of great topics that we're going to, get into. So make sure you tune in for that.
I got a better idea. No fucking way.
No would be nice. Don't have to be such a dick about it. Anyway, thank you guys so much. Have a wonderful day. Let's continue to move forward. Big thanks to Kirkwall Group, also Game Time PDR, and of course, Bet Online. Let's continue to move forward. I'll talk to you next.